right? On the return end, they take away they pick up the Nautilus here for Vodafone Giants. And are they going to go for an AD carry? Because typically they do try to pick their AD carry up early, but actually it's going to be the LeBlanc to answer out here. Obviously, with a mid laner locked in for Gamer Legion, they want to make sure the Vodafone Giants don't have things that can deal with this Aurelia taken away from them.
Yeah, so there's positives to this. I like that they match the mid lane early to have that matchup, but the downside is you're playing LeBlanc, Nidalee. I mean, if that screams anything to me, it's going to make treads early on this Aurelia. It's going to give you the extra MR to be itemized against both them, and also reduce the CC from LeBlanc. Now, this is a LeBlanc-favored matchup into the Aurelia. She does have the advantage here, but being able to opt into early magic position, you could see the make treads, potentially even a Wit's End come after, would make it very problematic. Now, Gaming Legion going to pick up that Leona for Wisdom, so a favorable matchup into the Nautilus, and this is something he's very typical for. He likes having the counter matchup and the support. If he can't get a counter matchup, he normally leaves his pick till very late, and this is a favorable matchup for the Leona into the Nautilus.
And you can see now for Gamer Legion, they're banning away some of these AD carries from Attila. There goes the Kalista. We've seen that so much during the group stages. And over to Vodafone Giants, what are they going to ban away? Where's their attention? I'm assuming it's going to be towards these junglers. There's a fair amount still open, ready for that Rabble. He had a really, really good game on the Graves. Obviously, Nidalee does kind of match the Graves, so that's why they picked it up. So for now, they're going to take away the Lilia.
Yep, I think Lilia's a good ban away. It is something I was played in the tournament. I think you can potentially leave the Graves open as a bait, but in honesty, Graves can navigate that matchup with the right lane matchup, so potentially could see them banning that one away as well. For now, Caitlyn going to get taken off the cards away from Attila. And if you think about the AD carries that can potentially leave open, things like the Ashe can be vulnerable to the likes of, Leona Ziggs. That combo together can be devastating.
Got to keep in mind the things like the Ornn open for phones. Another thing that he had a really good game on in the last series, in the last game. Played it so much more in the group stages as well. The Renekton's going to get taken away from phones. This is another champion. He did play a fair amount in the group stages as well. But I feel like, yep, they're just going to pick a jungler up here. Make sure they can pick up a good top lane matchup for phones. But with the Ornn open, that is always something he can just default back to if he wants to play weak side.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a little bit concerned about Vodafone Giants leading into the later stage of the game. I mean, I expect to see both Rabble and Knight both pick up Merc Treads and just be very difficult to deal with once it gets past that mid-game. We need momentum from Vodafone Giants here, and I'm not super convinced so far. We're going to need standout games from Llama and Pretty for this one. Sion, no surprise for the Antonio. It was a signature pick. When Giants got to the finals in 2019 summer, he played almost exclusively Sion and Cho'Gath, so very big for him. And now, the AD carry pick.
Jhin, I guess?
I mean, Jhin and Ashe are fine picks in this situation, but it's just the immobility is what I'm concerned about. Maybe an Ezreal, potentially, if you want a bit of a safety net, but you're going to lose in priority compared to the Ziggs, so...
Remember, as well, as they actually look in the Aphelios, this Aurelia could actually flex. They might just want to put someone else mid if they want for Knight, and actually look to try and see if they can get phones to run over the Antonio.
Yeah, but I guess it's in the same way where you could say that this Ziggs can flex. It can, but it's not gonna.
True, yeah.
And I think as well that the Aurelia is fine like, up against the LeBlanc and Nidalee. Into the Siren is actually a little bit of a rougher matchup because he's so tanky.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Ooh, the Kled! There's a little bit of that big brain draft we like to see out of Gamer Legion. So, Kled into Sion. How does that go?
Kled into Sion, you can actually bully him quite a bit because obviously if you get the bear trap on the rope, you can pull him in. But in all honesty, Sion should be able to navigate that matchup okay, and he does scale up to become really difficult to deal with. But the main thing that the Kled says to me is engage and die potential. And I am actually really scared for Attila. I mean, he is going to be left alone, essentially. There's not much peel for him. And if he dies, I struggle to see how the rest of the team cleans it up because Nidalee and LeBlanc, if they're not ahead, aren't going to be able to do the damage to sort the fight out. Vodafone Giants need a devastating early game in this one, or I really feel like the game is just out of their hands. I think, in all honesty, looking at the drafts, Gamer Legion should be looking at this as a 2-0, but I believe that Vodafone Giants have the potential. We just need to see some of that early aggression we saw in the group stages. They need momentum in this game.
Remember, Vodafone Giants only lost one game in the group stages. This is a team who had a dominant showing over in Group C, coming out first. Or Gamer Legion, they had to go for a tiebreaker, the only group to have a tiebreaker. And they got walked over in their game versus a Go Rogue. So keep that in mind. If the momentum swings in Vodafone Giants' favor, maybe that will be enough for Gamer Legion to drop this second game, and it is crucial if you're a fan of the SLO. This would be the first time an SLO seed hasn't made it to top 4 in the European Masters if Gamer Legion find this win.
And I think the devastation of that and the fact that you'd have all of your SLO teams wiped out by the DAC 3rd seed, I think that would firmly put it in that the SLO isn't what it used to be. Because we saw them being that top ERL that everyone talked about. And over time, I feel like they've kind of lost out on that compared to the likes of the DAC and particularly the French league, the LFL. So they need this win. They need to stay in the tournament if they want people to keep talking about the SLO as one of those strong regions, because as much as they're very much still a threat, to not make top 4 would be devastating.
Looking to go for that late invade there. Rabble spots them out. Nobody is seen. And actually, Giants don't give this away, as we do see something we've seen a fair amount from these Scions. They've gone for the lane swap. And what you do is you pick up this camp, you die in zombie form, and then you teleport down to the bot lane and go and catch the wave there. Wisdom actually are...
Okay, so essentially this is something that we first saw in the LEC coming out of Rogue. I believe they're against G2. And essentially the plan is you put the Scion, they kill a camp, they die, they reset, and you send 2 members top lane. So the Antonio's fine in this situation. He's able to pick up a camp. And on top of that, the Antonio is actually pretty okay being bot lane against multiple people. He's got good wave clear. He's hard to dive. And normally what it means is Phones is left alone with no CS to pick up. And so he's actually moved down bot to help scare this dive. But the Antonio is just going to chill. He knows there's no point stepping up the tower here. And it means that on the top side of the map, Attila and Adote are going to be able to get some damage on this tower. They are stacking the wave up. The 3rd wave with the cannon minion is where they'll look to crash and get some plates. The Antonio actually opting to go on a tower and soak XP. So may die again here, but we'll see what he can manage in this situation.
Rabble level 3, Hyanan and Wisdom level 2. Antonio has the wave collapsing
Watch
in.
Phones to tank here. He's the best one to do it.
Yeah, he's making his way forward. Got that bear trap on a rope available to him as Antonio is going to get jumped onto. That's first blood
and
easily
aggro
picked up for Hyanan. Aggro just beautifully juggled there from Gamer Legion. And the Antonio is going to pick up a little bit of CS here and a little bit of experience. At the end of the day, it is just going to be a teleport back into lane for the Antonio, and plates picked up for Attila top lane.
Yeah, so honestly, it's not actually that bad in that situation for Giants. As much as they lose a life from the Antonio, he's up in farm and XP.
Wait, they're doing it again?
Oh, if they dive again, it is devastating.
Oh, they're teleporting in. Antonio's forced away. The flash from Wisdom will force Antonio to flash away. And now they're starting to match out.
So, I mean, one of the big things is the Kled actually allows them to go for these aggressive dives. You saw the resetting of aggro there, which was big. The problem is in this situation, they are splitting this experience between 3 members here. So the Antonio is actually benefiting in terms of levels. Phones is still level 1 in this situation. Now, the trade-off is they are going to be able to get a lot of damage with this tower. With the Ziggs, as soon as it gets low, you can satchel it. But Phones has lost out massively in this situation. He is really not enjoying this, and again, still level 1, and it's not like this changes things. He can't walk up and try and do anything on this tower.
Literally proxy farming bot lane. But yeah, he doesn't have the teleport, so he couldn't get underneath the tower. The waves,
I mean, they're level 4, level 3.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do.
And Llama Bear's coming up, so even though Gamer Legion had like a good plan to try and deal with this, Phones is still getting bullied in this scenario. Gamer Legion might look to try for another dive here onto the Antonio, but the wave is about to clear out.
Oh, good satchel. Actually, they throw the Ignite, and Hyanan finds the kill. But the difference is the Antonio has a zombie form. He dies, and then he just catches the wave in the experience. He's got himself a 15 CS lead over Phones right now.
Yeah, so top lane matchup still good for the Antonio, but you are actually giving a lot of gold over the Hyanans.
This is so tragic.
So you can now see he's 500 gold up on Attila, despite the fact that they've been sharing plates with more people. And critically, with the Ziggs, this tower may look like it's 40% HP. It is about to die as soon as Hyanan wants it.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Phones. He's finally getting his first wave of the game 5 minutes in.
Yeah, hopefully hits level 2 at some point.
Wait, they haven't even taken the tower yet either.
It's close to being low, if not quite. Llama Bear's actually coming down to help this, and I mean, they're actually so weak. Wait, Phones might just die here.
He has to joust away to safety, dodges out on the spear. They're trying to get this low enough to take down a few more auto attacks, but they may have just done this. They may have just stopped them. While Attila might find himself first turret blood, all on his lonesome.
Oh, that was actually huge. The fact they're able to defend it from that low is massive in this situation. Llama Bear making a great early rotation to come down. and it means that Attila gets a little bit more time to try and take down that tower, but Game Legion still fishing, and Rabel's in the vicinity. Adote, though, has roamed to assist, and I think Game Legion, no man and Sean, and they are too weak to contest this. This might be...
There's the hook. There's the damage to follow. Wisdom knocked up and taken down. Llama Bear gets the kills. Rabel makes his way forward. Phone's low HP, dodging out on that spear as Rabel is going a little aggressive here. Has to be careful, because he's going to take the knock-up from the smash from the Antonio. Spear is dodged away, but in the meantime, Attila, level 5, farming up a storm. He's going to get first turret blood to himself.
Solo is massive for an Aphelios in this situation. We said that Giants need early momentum. They came in with this strategy around the sound. Now, actually, that TP might be enough to mitigate it. So we'll hold it off for now, but still, he has managed to catch up a fair chunk of the gold onto Sean, and finally Phones is able to farm some waves.
6 CS! It's so tragic. Oh, he picked one of my favorite champions to watch. I think this champion's so exciting because of the dismount mechanic, and he can be so hype, and he's just been stuck trying to get experience and nothing else.
I feel like this game is an advertisement for people watching that top lane and competitive is not a fun time. So one top laner was a 6 CS, and the other was 0, 3, and 1. Neither of them really have an optimal game.
It's a 4 versus 4 with an empowered cannon minion on your team.
Yeah, I mean, 2 punching bags essentially.
They were just gold sacks. That's all they are.
But it's interesting, though. We've seen a lot of interesting players coming out there from both sides to sort of try and find that advantage. Ultimately, Game Legion are up in gold, but the experience in top lane favors the Antonio, so depends what you value more. Ultimately, it can go really either way, because Phones is not going to have a fun time in this matchup. This Kled is going to be rendered pretty useless for a very long point. But Sean and having gold is obviously very valuable. Now, something else to note is that this mid lane matchup has picked up pretty heavily in Knight's favor. He's, even with this wave crashing in, he's 8 CS up and is going to pick up more. And as is, to no one's surprise, opted for the initial Merc Treads to deal with the AP damage from Pretty and Llama Bear. Stops the recall as well, so Pretty, with Ignite, isn't going to have a good time in this lane, and it's going to start to fall behind in CS. And again, this is a counter matchup for LeBlanc, but I feel like having the AP mid-jungle gives Knight a lot of room to optimize, to itemize into a really solid choice for the mix.
It's one of those things. The Merc Treads, if you've ever played LeBlanc, knows it feels really rough playing into Merc Treads early. Shuts down the CC on your chains, obviously gives a bit of resistances versus your burst. It's just overall a pretty rough time for him, and with the fact he's also got the Vamp Scepter now, means there's a bit of an additional sustain for Knight in this lane. So Knight should be pretty comfortable. Like you said, he's up in CS, and I do want to quickly note what Hjarnan's got in his infantry. He's almost got that Luden's Echo fairly early on, and that's the big point for Ziggs. Once you've got that, you've got a lot more wave clear to work with, and at that point, Attila may just find himself consistently shoved underneath towers.
Yeah, Lost Chapter is nice for the mana pool, a little bit of AP behind your abilities, but Luden's gets to the point where your Bouncing Bond can just destroy the casters in a wave, and it's very hard to ever contest priority against the Ziggs, so...
Oh no,
that is big.
Just away, flashes out from the spear, but it is still connected on. He's popped up. He tries to jump back with the pocket pistol as he will fall. Llama Bear secures the kill.
Got a flash of spear, not flash after it connects. It was not perfectly executed there from Giants, but they get the kill either way. Now, Pretty going to go for a heavy trade in then. Does actually come out pretty favorably, but Knight, he has the wave crashed in. He can just recall in this situation.
Yeah, it's got that teleport coming up soon, but what we can talk a little bit about here is the neutral objectives, because Llama Bear's made enough to pick up the first dragon for his team, now got himself the Rift Herald. Yeah,
so nice in that regard, but something that happened while we were looking up towards the top side, first turret was taken by Game Legion. It is answered back there, but you compare who the gold's going on, Hjarnan getting a share of that, and the Antonio is a bit of a difference. And you can see, well, I mean, yeah, that's a big match at top lane, but you look bot lane, that's a 1k gold lead for the Ziggs. With the tower being that low in the bot lane, it was inevitable that Hjarnan would eventually pick it up. There's not really much you can do to stop that. And you did see Attila really trying to push the wave out to prevent it, but it is inevitable.
Can we quickly go back to the gold real quick? The support has more gold than Phones right now. I feel so awful for Phones in this game.
Top lane. What a fun lane to play.
Especially when he was the guy that landed all of those big engages for his team last game. This is the thanks he gets.
Every top lane man is watching this and just being like, I felt that. Those situations where you get map split on, or back in the lane swap meta. Oh, I swear, top lane is a lane that has been mistreated the most in the history of League of Legends.
We'll have to see what Phones can do with it. I think he's accepted his role for the moment, and he's just going to have to play safe. Didn't give up his life, but Hyanan and Wisdom, with that Luden's picked up, can just hardcore shove the lane and just take plates left, right, and center. Hyanan should be able to answer out with this turret in maybe one more wave if the plates resistances fall off.
But this is the difference, is the fact that the Antonio can step up and clear the wave out. He has the ability to do so. This is why the Scion is so strong in these swap scenarios, whereas Phones, he can't even walk near. He's scared to, and now Attila gets it low enough with the Crescendum, able to shred through. The Herald's going to come in and smash it, and this is good news for Giants. We said they needed that early momentum in their composition, and they found it so far. And someone I want to highlight who really hasn't had a presence at all is Rabble. I mean, other than that one assist he got earlier on, I've seen no impales yet, and I'm really looking to see when the first one comes over, because right now, this cross-map scenario, it's really letting Llama Bear find opportunities to facilitate his team farm up, and the Herald's now getting 2 towers already.
It's probably going to get another charge out. They're going to assist it in there. So it will survive. Rabble's looking for a dive onto the Antonio, though, as they're just going to bop him back, catch him out as he throws out the ultimate, but he is stunned, caught out as the Mega Inferno bomb will secure the kill.
Clear the wave here.
They stun him up. He's pretty tanky. He's actually be able to clear this out.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing with the Scion in these scenarios, is that, yes, you kill him, but the wave still ends up going down, so you can't do anything off the back of it. And now, 2 towers down bot lane. Giants are going to be able to reset. And I do think this tower is actually, Giants not on mana. This should still go down, though, if he has enough for the satchel. But either way, you're back on the map sooner to make an impact. And Dragon spawning in 55 seconds could be what you look to prioritize.
That is 10 plates. 11 plates for Gamer Legion total. As we still got a little bit more time, but I doubt we're going to see any more action around plates for the moment, as unless these teams decide to force hard into the mid lane. That's a lot of gold injected into these carries. I mean, you can see Hyanan, Luden's Echo, he's got 2 needlessly large rods building towards that Reverdingles. And Attila, Infinity Edge, Zeal. The carries are very much starting to ramp up early. We're 12 minutes into this game, but the gold has been injected into the big damage dealers.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the comparison, you see Attila at 6,200, highest in his team. You see Sean at 6,800, highest in his team. These carries, these scaling carries have been elevated above the rest significantly, and those are going to be the ones you need to watch in these team fights. Now, Giants are setting up for this sooner. We expected this. They were able to get the reset faster due to the fact that, obviously, Sion was able to hold the wave. And now the Antonio, he's going to TP down just to guarantee that they get this. See if Shannon goes for a steal here, but looks like he isn't going to opt for the Mega Inferno Bomb, so another Dragon picked up. Not too much of a surprise.
I do want to note, actually, as the Infernal Drake falls, this is great for Gamer Legion. Sure, they've lost 2 dragons, but what soul we're looking at and what kind of map we're looking at is actually really nice for Hyanan. If it's an Infernal Soul, you lose a lot of terrain, so you can kind of cut off. It's hard to cut off points as you can test dragons, barons, and things like that. So for Gamer Legion, they're really happy with it being a Mountain Soul. There's a little bit more terrain and a little bit kind of smaller alleyways and kind of ways for them to walk through the map. And Hyanan, with the satchels, with the minefield, thank you, will be able to control a lot of that vision.
Yeah, now you can see they're looking to aggress in this wave, but the ult from Hyanan will just mitigate the pressure there. Looking for Wisdom, but Aftershock is a broken rune, and they're going to be able to mitigate that pressure. 5 members moved in for that. Weren't able to find anything in this time. Phones is just farming up. Honestly, obviously he looks behind in context to everyone else, but considering how bad the start of the game was, he's handling things okay.
And actually, speaking of people who are kind of quietly farming up for the moment, Knight has 160 CS. He's finished up the Blade the Ruin King. We'll see whether or not opts in for like the Triforce or the Wit's End next to deal with Pretty, but Knight in the side lane is going to start to be a nuisance, and especially once he's kind of got a little bit another item and starts to get into these team fights as well, Knight is going to be a real problem for the side of Vodafone Giants.
Yeah, especially when I'm looking at Attila. You never want to have an Aurelia on top of you when you're playing a champion like Aphelios, unless you have the right weapons, you're able to dodge out the stun. And Aphelios isn't quite as broken as he used to be. Obviously, there's that whole 200 years thing where he did just shred anyone who came close to him. He isn't quite at those power levels. He does take longer to get going because they nerfed a lot of his early pressure, so Attila isn't the strongest champion in the game right now. That very much goes over the likes of Shannon, because his damage, especially when he finishes that Rabadons, which I think he's resetting for now, we'll see.
There it is.
That is a lot of damage.
15-minute Rabadons and Ludens onto Hyanan.
That's what I mean. This swap has accelerated the entire game so far, that we're seeing a scenario where Attila is higher level than Llama Bear. Llama Bear's been farming it well, but Attila is higher level. He's got more gold than anyone on the team, as does Sean, and it's scary. Honestly, dealing with these scaling carries so powerful already. But we do see Giants looking towards this, but Engage is coming in from GL.
Here comes the charge as they have got themselves everything they want. The ultimate is going to get blocked out by the stopwatch. Everybody is just scrapping as here comes the LeBlanc and down goes Rival. Pretty's able to find it. And it looks like VODAFONE Giants, they're looking to escape for a little bit more as Wisdom does land himself the Zenith Blade. His health bar goes low as the chains do connect. And the fight is continuing. The Antonio will lose his life to Phones as he chases Knight down as a zombie. But Knight has the minions to ping to with the Blade Surge. And he is out of there. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Gamer Legion.
And Gamer Legion dictated the start of that fight. Giants were feeling confident, got a bit too over-aggressive with how far they were pushing in. And you hear the Kled come in with the ultimate, and there's not much you can do other than try and run. They are able to turn it around a little bit, and we'll see this. And I want to highlight Wisdom's ult in this situation is absolutely massive. Look at Attila and Llama Bear. He doesn't put it down at Doty, finds the ult there, stuns both of them beautifully, and that really puts Giants on the back foot. You see Attila get ulted, insta-killed. Llama Bear has to flash out, and as much as Pretty tries to make some miracle work, they're already on the back foot as soon as that ult from Leona came in.
It's just really, really well played stuff there from the side of Gamer Legion to be able to get that now. The net gain is not a lot, really. It's actually VODAFONE Giants are just going to rotate over and take this second Rift Tower for themselves as Wisdom gets jumped onto. Is able to pop the chains, throws out the ultimate, but misses them onto Wisdom.
And that's the big thing, is as soon as that happens, Wisdom instantly stuns Pretty, gets Aftershock up, pops the W as well. You got too much resistances for a one-item LeBlanc to really do much, and just a smart Swan's Knight might be caught out here. Nope, does see the Antonio, so it should be okay. You can definitely see that Giants still holding up the pressure. It's scary to face check into the likes of, you know, LeBlanc or the Spears from the Nidalee, and they are trying to get set up for that Dragon in 50 seconds. Would be the third, and normally teams look to contest at this point. Soul Point, very devastating, because from then on, not only do you need to contest every Dragon, you need to actually secure it. If you miss a smite, you may win the fight, but Soul is in the hands of the other team. So I expect to see Gamer Legion look to make headway towards this.
Jarnan's got the blue buff and is just trying to spread out as much poke as possible. While Pretty's on the flank, has got a pink ward to hide underneath, so will reveal himself as he clears out the ward. But Dragon spawning up in 20 seconds, and VODAFONE Giants, sure, their bot lane doesn't quite have as much gold as Kjarnan has. But at the end of the day, they are getting these neutral objectives. They will be on track for an early mountain sword if they can pick this one up. But it looks like Gamer Legion, they're not willing to give up yet. They do have phones coming in, charge available. Antonio also has his charge. Pretty on that flank, however, as Rabble looking to spot him out.
The vision's in favor of Giants here. Pretty finds a flank, it could be devastating. Gamer Legion is staying tight, but Pretty has a good angle.
He really does. They do get the hook onto Knight. Kjarnan's got the depth charge on, instantly chunked out and taken down. Shut down for Pretty. The Antonio will trade out his life, but a massive Infernomolt comes down from Attila, and the Antonio in zombie form is really starting to chunk phones out as Pretty slides in forwards, misses out on the chains, and Rabble can't really do anything else to contest this with Kjarnan dead. And Gamer Legion will give up the third Dragon of the game. This is going to be Soul Point at 19 minutes over to the side of VODAFONE Giants as Rabble takes the chains from Pretty.
Yeah. Oh, Pretty looking for more here.
Actually, just impales him back, pulls him down, and they've actually found themselves the shutdown. Phones finds the killer's Llama Bear, throws out the spear, the Lunans takes down Rabble. And a cheeky thumbs up comes through from Llama Bear.
The late ignite from Pretty got him low enough that the Runic Echoes, not the Lunans, but same proc, ends up taking him out. And this is beautiful. Idote goes forward and ults Shannon specifically, so then Pretty has an easy time just decimating him. That's the most fed member of your team down. Yes, you take down the Antonio, but a big ult from Attila, and the zombie form doing a lot of work means that GL just have no chance of taking this fight, and know they have to back away from this one. The flank was beautiful there from Pretty, but also the vision set up beforehand was excellent. Here's the replay. You see Pretty go in, doesn't actually use the Ignite there, and it's ticking, isn't quite enough to kill Rabble, and it's just a spear. It doesn't matter that it doesn't hit Llama, doesn't hit Rabble in this situation.
Oh, it's so
Tragic.
That, my friend, is Phones getting a little bit of revenge on this jungler for the early game.
Actually, speaking of Phones, he's 4-1 now on the Kled, so he's really picked up in this game.
Hasn't got any magic resist though, and Pretty off the back of actually finding that shutdown onto Kiana, getting 700 gold injected into him. Feeling pretty comfortable as the Solar Flare is dodged away with the distortion. And now this Rift Tail will get summoned up in the mid lane. The plates fell off a long time ago, but this could just be this turret going down. Kiana's going to do his darndest to clear this out. But he doesn't really have the backup of the rest of his team. Throws out the ultimate as the charge is coming in, and actually Game of Legion gonna look to contest with their lives here as they connect onto Llama Bear. Llama Bear taking a lot of damage to the depth charge connects. Decimating Smash lands onto one. A lot of damage coming out from Attila with that Infernum as the ultimate comes out from Knight. Catches him out of the Vanguard's edge. Here's the Moonlight Vigil. Knight dives back. Everybody caught out by the Graviton. Attila firing away, untouched for the moment. And Llama Bear able to cash in on the kill. Now it's Shannon out of mana, out of life, and out of time as he will be chased down by absolutely everyone. And Pretty will be looking for the kill, but Shannon able to survive for the moment. And they will lose Rabble. Shannon still running away. Places out the minefield as Knight takes a spear, takes a smash, takes a Graviton, but won't go for more. Vodafone Giants happy with what they just got.
I mean, a huge win there, and ultimately Game of Legion opting into a fight that you shouldn't have taken. Shannon low on mana after that, and you see Phones and with Wisdom dive in. They miss on their skill shots, and then they end up being isolated and alone. It was just a botched fight from Game of Legion, and Giants are going to turn onto this Baron. TP's coming in, but Rabble is not alive yet.
Mega Inferno Bomb is the best tool they have, and Pretty aware of that, waiting in the wings. Game of Legion making their way over. Health bars are a little bit low. Decimating Smash is there. There's a fairly big ultimate as Antonio takes a lot of damage. Viston flashes over the wall, looking to see if he can find something. Gets the Solar Flare, only to slow Llama Bear down. And Attila, he's outie. Baron's going to get stopped here by Game of Legion. But at the end of the day, didn't really find anything themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Baron stopped, but a lot of whiffed abilities there from Game of Legion means they aren't able to punish any more than that. And Giants really starting to find momentum in this one. We said that we wanted them to be driving force in the early game. They've really come online in the mid lane. And critically, the LeBlanc and the Nidalee are relevant. These are two champions that, if they start to fall behind, would feel nigh on useless. But they are making an impact, particularly Pretty with these flanks. And then they have the backline carry of Attila, who has just been pulling ahead in terms of CS. 237, really powerful right now. Has the QSS in pocket to give an extra safety element, and Dragon spawn in a minute 10. Soul if Giants can get it, and it will make things really difficult for Game of Legion.
And they were struggling to sink the damage into Attila in the last fight. He was just dancing around the edge so beautifully. If he has a soul, it's going to be even harder to sink that extra little bit of damage. Knight tried his best, tried his darndest to get onto Attila, but he was unable to do so. I think it has to be on Phones with this charge. It really has to be on Phones to find Attila.
One thing, though, is a little bit of an off reset timing here from Adota. He's actually having to recall now to get wards because he's out, which means Game of Legion actually have an opportunity to push in, try and get control of the area. And this is a big difference, I feel, in that last fight around the Dragon, was the fact that there wasn't the vision control for Game of Legion. Pretty was able to find a beautiful flank without being detected, and that was the turning point. So now we see Game of Legion have the vision control here, and it's up to Giants to try and push in.
And the big thing is they have the Ziggs there, so he can set up, cut off some of these points of aggression, as it looks like a bit of a death rush is being set up. Spear will spot them out, but here comes the charge, trying to find a member. It is going to be a Dota. It's a massive death charge, comes down, knock up absolutely everyone. Solar Flare does connect to Shannon. He's been flashed away, but here comes Pretty onto that backline. Nice low HP. The Ignite is ticking, and down he goes. Vodafone Giants have found free already. Rabble's low HP as another hook by a Dota comes down, and Rabble able to scuttle away to safety as Pretty's chasing for the kill, as that will be Shannon finding himself the kill there. But at the end of the day, Game of Legion lose out massively there.
Yeah, and it's just it felt like a rushed fight by Game of Legion. They opted to start it, but they're dumping their damage into the Antonio. He's 0-6, he's tanky as hell, he doesn't care. And
Wait,
they didn't even...
They know where Rabble is!
Oh no, he's so low on HP. I mean, he still has the Impale here, but it's not really relevant. Ult comes in from Shannon, but not even close to securing that one. Soul now for Giants. If you thought that fight was favorable for them before, with the Soul in hand, it's going to be even more so.
This is what you're talking about. You just accelerate the game when you do these lane swaps.
I mean, in this situation, the engage feels really forced here. You can see that they go in, but Attila has already found a way to get away from the situation. Idote and Antonio play interrupt, and then they're just trying to put damage onto the Scion here. Huge ultimate from Attila, and this is when Pretty joins when he's looking for the flank. They try and get on top of him, they fail. Knight goes down, Wisdom goes down, and at this point the fight's already over. Beautiful hook there from Adote. It isn't enough to take down Rabble. but the point is made.
Banshee's Veil now finished up for Hyanum, so he has a little bit of safety versus this hook. And actually, Dota is going to get caught out. Like you said, the Impale had already been hasn't been used yet. Dota trying to sustain as much as possible, but Phones will slide in and make sure that Rabble's able to secure the kill. A support down as Pretty jumps in with the chains. Isn't going to fully commit for anything else.
Yeah, I mean, they got him, but that was a lot invested for him to go down so slowly. They do have Knight pushing in the silent, though. Does have TP available. The Antonio's looking, but I don't really think you win that 1v1, so he's just trying to ward him off and clear away the wave.
As we take a moment, because it's been quite a high-paced game.
Yeah, a little bit, fair bit.
Take a moment to kind of reset and see where we are. Like you said earlier, the QSS was picked up onto Attila to deal with Rabble, but now he has the Death's Dance.
Yeah,
There's even more survivability. You've got the Void Staff on Pretty, and you can see he's doing his best to try and kill Rabble there.
Yeah, and I feel like really the extra resistances being one thing, coming into the Death Stance, and also the Antonio from having those 2 Mountain Drakes. I kind of feel like Yana needs that Void Staff before he's really able to do quite enough damage. Rabble actually caught out here.
Rabble takes the chains, takes the spear. He has to flash to survive. That spear connected, Llama Bear would have slid in and taken him out.
Yeah, I mean, flash actually really important for Skarner. That being down, pretty rough. We do see Shannon trying to put some damage on the Llama Bear, but very easy just to heal through that. Has a ton of mana from his items, and also that Athene's, the extra healing, obviously doesn't apply to yourself, but not available. Knight looking for the Antonio here.
Has that played the Ruined King, remember? And a Death's Dance. Antonio's taking a lot of damage as the Vanguard's Edge connects. Goes in for the charge and interrupts it with a Blade Surge. Does use the Stone Plate to survive for a little bit longer, as Knight's just looking to run him down. Looking for that another stun to connect as Decimating Smash in the wrong direction, and Knight finds himself a juicy little solo kill there, his first one of the game. Meanwhile, Rabble's in for a little bit of hurt. Teleport's being used as Wisdom misses out on the Solar Flare, and Phones just jumps in forward. He's the one tanking. A Mega Inferno Bomb connects, and it does literally nothing through that as Wisdom slides in and shuts down Llama Bear. Here comes Pretty over the wall, and Phones is over there. Gonna get the remount to be able to survive for the moment as Knight looking to slide in forward. Takes the hook, and Knight's going low HP. Phones backed off with a pocket pistol as everybody gets caught out, and the Ignite will be enough as Attila secures the kill with a red buff.
Close one there. Wisdom's still looking for the fight in this situation. Ultimately, I think he's
chased, gets caught. He's down.
Yeah,
Very
overreach,
greedy.
and now Adoji is looking for Shannon.
Can he connect it? Do have the stun coming in from the Deadly Flourish from Knight. As Antonio, he's got the speed up. Pjanen's going to lose his life. Knight will be next up on the menu, and this is just VODAFONE Giants putting on a clinic right now. Knight's trying to do a bit of a turnaround, got a lot of healing, but with 3 members strong, he will lose his life. Antonio takes him down.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Attila is essentially full tank with the Death Stance available. You saw how little that Mega Inferno Bomb did, and ultimately, Gamer Legion, it was okay at the start, but they opted so deep into that fight, way beyond what they needed to, and it gave Giants an opportunity to answer back. They now have a numbers advantage. Rabble, no flash. And now with the Blast Cone down, he's going to struggle to get into this pit. Giants are going to start hammering away at this Baron.
Yeah, I've got Hyanon up in 12 seconds time, and this Baron's going down fairly slow at the moment, but Rabble's taking a lot of damage now. They're actually looking for Pretty as Phones chases after him, but he's able to just ping back to safety. Solar Flare connects, and Rabble will pull him back with the Impale. That'll be a shutdown onto LeBlanc as Baron is still going. It's low HP, and it will go down eventually as Llama Bear takes the Mega Inferno Bomb, and now it's onto Gamer Legion to get the mop up. They've got the charges, they've got the damage to slow Antonio down as he will be slowly but surely whittled down by the members of Gamer Legion as they find a kill onto the top lane as they lose 2 members on the side of VODAFONE Giants, but pick up the Baron.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very difficult for Rabble to get into the pit of this situation, so honestly, I think this went well for Gamer Legion, all things considered. Rabble's caught out. Would have died if it wasn't for Wisdom playing hero there to help out in this situation. But, I mean, look at that ult damage. It breaks the Mountain Shield, and that is it. Llama Bear does end up going down, which mitigates a lot of pressure, but they overdive here. They don't need to go over the wall in this situation. Shannon can't help, and you just allow Attila to start raining down damage with the Baron as an assist. It was just massively an overstep for Gamer Legion. And the thing is, they didn't even give up then. This is the moment where you could say, okay, we lost, let's stop. And Wisdom, you're still going. Why? You're just going to die in this situation and let your teammates go down as well.
The SLO are fighting back, tooth and nail, in what could potentially be their last game of this European Masters as a region. But for now, they're looking to extend it. They're ahead. They've got control. They've got Soul. They've got Baron. Elder Drake coming up in 15 seconds. It is the SLO in a commanding position in this game too.
Yeah, Mortal Reminders coming in for Attila. Void Staff for Pretty. Some big spikes here. And this is a fight that could dictate the game. If they get the Elder, not much is going to stop them from being able to just end on the back of that. Game of Legion have control of the area, but Giants looking to approach. And once more, Pretty is down bot lane looking for a flank.
Pretty's flanks have been so impactful this game. Knight is also waiting in the wings, looking for the fight. His phones looks to pull the Antonio back. Tilly gets a little bit of damage off onto multiple members. Kiana's trying to thread those bombs, trying to find his opening, and Knockup connects onto one. As Viston's low HP already, Depth Charge connects onto Kiana, but they're just trying to buy him some space, keep him alive. Pretty can't make it over the wall in time. And this is going to be the Dragon getting started up by Vodafone Giants, but they're the ones who have control of the area. Hooked by a Dota goes out, isn't going to quite connect. And Game of Legion, they're actually just going to give this up and try and crack open some base structures.
Yeah, but this isn't a good trade, because now you're going to be in a precarious position. If Giants could catch you out, they decimate you in a team fight now. I mean, what is Rebel doing?
Rebel's going to die. They're looking for the additional damage onto the tower, unable to do so as the Antonio charges him forward. Wisdom takes himself the knock-up, trying to be the sacrificial lamb for his team as he uses the solar flare. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Rebel is running away from his team, away from his base. With the gift of the Elder onto Vodafone Giants, this will be an all but easy for Llama Bear to mop up.
I mean, ultimately, I understand the decision. There wasn't many scenarios where you're able to move back into the area and steal away the Elder Dragon, but you put yourself in a dangerous spot, and Pretty is fishing. He can just one-shot Viston from here.
He can do it. That's going to be an easy pickup for Pretty. Shannon and Knight are the only ones standing. This isn't just Elder. This is Baron onto members. As Shannon is going to get his Banshees pop. Knight trying to win the 1v1 versus the Antonio. Dodging out on a lot here as he's continuing to eat these tower shots, and the Antonio will have to back off. Knight's still pretty strong, but this mid lane tier 3 being sieged up by Vodafone Giants, and they are looking to crack open this inhibitor. It looks like the SLO are looking to push through for yet another game. They don't want to go out yet. They don't want to go out on a whimper. They want to go out fighting, and Vodafone Giants are closing in to Game of Legion's base. The first Nexus turret will fall, and the second will be under fire shortly. Big bomb comes out from Kiana. He's able to clear out the way for the moment, but the rest of the team don't care. They're going to step up. They're going to siege. The hook lands, and they get the depth charge once again off onto Kiana. Pretty slides in forwards. That's the Vanguard's Edge thrown down, and Vodafone Giants' health bars are low, but that beautiful snipe by Attila will secure the kill onto Phones, as now they're just looking for another inhibitor, another just stack to pad them out here. And I don't think Game of Legion have what it takes to hold out in this second game. They got the first win, but Vodafone Giants will not fall down quietly now. They're going to look to close this out as Wisdom is doing everything he can. The Nexus will go down, and Vodafone Giants push it to game 3.
Huge game from Giants. When their backs are against the wall, they absolutely needed that win, and they managed to find it. Banning away the Heimer, leaving open the Ziggs, but critically, I think the aspects were pretty on the Blanc. Yeah, massive. And then we saw Llama Bear on the Nidalee doing so much work, and Attila as a big carry on that Aphelios, massive for the team.